Boom! Here we have the pure protein bars. This is ZIG ZAG cake. That's right, folks. Those delicious little tasty cakes you used to eat when you were a kid that are horrible for you are now being recreated in a protein bar. How do they taste? Well, actually, they taste pretty good. We'll get to that in a second. But first up, we'll go over the nutrition facts. So there are 190 calories per bar, 6 grams of fat, 17 carbohydrates, so not exactly low carb if you're low carb or keto. However, 3 of those carbohydrates are dietary fiber, and then 5 of them are sugar alcohols. So generally speaking, if you're on low carb or keto, we minus out things like dietary fiber and sugar alcohols just because of the way they actually affect and work in the body. A calorie is not a calorie, folks. If you believe that, cuckoo. So if you take the 17 minus the dietary fiber and the sugar alcohols, you have around 9 net carbs. So if it's 9 net carbs, much more, aligns much more with a low carb or keto style diet. And there's also 19 grams of protein per bar. Now the protein blend, the first thing you see is soy protein. Whey protein, milk protein, it's just so much better overall. It does have soy protein isolate, whey protein concentrate, whey protein isolate, milk protein isolate. It also does have the maltitol syrup in it. Now, some people are a little more sensitive to the maltitol, so it can cause things like bloating, cramps, gas, the runs, straight up diarrhea if you have too much. Now, generally speaking, most people can have one and be fine. If you eat 2 or 3 in a row, you're probably gonna be running to the toilet or at least stinking up a room. You know what I mean? But again, most people are gonna be just fine. If you look at the bar itself, man, it does resemble those Zig Zag cakes, not just the outside, but also the inside, where it has almost like the cake-like coloring for the kind of protein part. Then you have like a little marshmallowy, kind of creamy sort of top on that. And taste-wise, I gotta say, obviously it doesn't taste exactly like eating one of those delicious cakes. But is it reminiscent of it? Yeah, it actually kind of is, man. And it's good. It's soft. It's not gonna be one of those bars that's hard and kind of tugs on your teeth or anything like that. Dude, even though it has that soy protein, which I don't like, and it is really good. I mean, it's really good. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. Just really the right blend. So that cakey flavor, maybe a little bit of a vanilla-ish flavor. Then, of course, you have the cream. Now, there's not a ton of cream in there, but it does kind of simulate the overall flavor of one of those Zig Zag cakes. Exactly the same? Of course not, but pretty good for a protein bar. So, folks, do I give this a pump or do I give it a dump? Well, obviously, folks, I'm going to give this a pump. All right. And for a flavor score, I would easily give this a 9.5. I mean, it's really good, man. Again, folks, I don't recommend you have these every single day. I would focus on things like your whey protein and then obviously things like actual food, real meat, stuff like that. But a protein bar every now and then, even with soy protein, is gonna be just fine. Okay, and these are really good, man. So definitely check these out if you want some great tasting protein bars. Again, the pure protein Zig Zag cake.